Meet the toughest man alive on the planet, David Goggins. Hello and welcome back to Sports Gusto. In this video, we're going to talk about the toughest man alive on the planet, David Goggins. So let's get started. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. There is no doubt that David Goggins is the toughest man alive. He's the only member of the U.S. Armed Force to complete SEAL training, U.S. Army Ranger School, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training. David Goggins went through 3 hell weeks, and that too in a span of 1 year. He was actually rolled over from his previous 2 classes due to illness and then to injury. However, he was given one last chance to complete the SEAL training, and he successfully did the job. Well, you'll be surprised to know that he is one of the world's top endurance athletes. He has also completed more than 60 ultra marathons, triathlons, and ultra triathlons. Before that, he was making a decent amount of $1,000 per month working as an exterminator. He was also out of shape at the time, weighing nearly 300 pounds. But one day he heard a program about Navy SEAL training on the television and made up his mind to achieve the milestone. According to him, at the time he realized that he didn't want to sit idle at home and watch those shows on the TV. He was 24 years old at the time and also had experience in military forces. But SEAL is something of the next level of rigorous training. After that, he started calling the recruiters, but all he could face was rejection until one of the recruiters agreed to his proposal. He was overweight as per his weight, and so he had to lose around 106 pounds. He then established a training schedule and diet plan and followed it strictly, and within 3 months, he lost the weight. But that was only the beginning of his SEAL training. The toughest mental and physical challenge of the SEAL training is Hell Week. Goggins had to go through 3 hell weeks because in the first 2, pneumonia and stress fractures hurdled his way. For those who don't know, Hell Week is 130 hours of continuous training with only 2 hours of sleep, which gradually makes him cold and miserable. After he passed the 3rd attempt, he also had shared his learnings and how he was able to succeed in this. Let's have a look at that. David Goggins doesn't believe in motivation. He was a big man and hadn't been into distance runs since long, but this time he had to do it for his training process. At first, he completed 70 miles in some 12 to 13 hours, but the process had been brutal as all the metatarsal bones in his feet were broken. There were several more fractures too, but he didn't give up. He continued running and completed 100 miles within the time limit of 24 hours. The objective of Hell Week is to train the trainees physically and mentally, and then see what sort of decisions they make. But Goggins, on the other hand, took one step at a time and didn't quit. He also believes in the 40% rule, which is when your mind is telling you you're done, you're really only 40% done. He also believes that he's the toughest man in the world, and so he can complete any given task. According to him, you have to see yourself achieving something before it really happens. All these techniques helped him to go through 3 hell weeks. In his autobiography, he tells us that remembering what you've been through and how that has strengthened your mindset can lift you out of a negative brain loop and help you bypass those weak, 1-second impulses to give in. He never boasts about his achievements. The only time he recalls them is when he needs extra fuel for a push he is making. Well, this is true, and we should not spend much time admiring our own achievements and spend our time doing the work instead. Goggins has always hated running as he was a guy with a bigger physique. However, this couldn't stop him from completing the 100-mile run. He knew he was going to suffer a lot in the process, but he never felt like giving up. He believes that suffering is the true test of life. Other than that, he had been living with an undetected congenital heart defect till 2010. Then, he underwent surgeries for this condition. Besides all this, he went on to become the toughest man in the world. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.